Hello and welcome to an episode of the TM 10-Minute Talk podcast, where today I'm going to try, in a short amount of time, to add perspective onto what we've seen in the past few weeks since I've last released a recording. And it's really been a lot. So I have to say something, but I'm waiting for when I have time to fully take my time with it and get into the details and release a full transgressive modernity episode. Until then, like I said, way too much going on, to the point where you can tell it's intentional, right? Like they want to distort reality, take your eye off the ball, put your focus in a million places so that you don't understand what the theme is anymore. So here I am, trying to regather and focus on the important stuff. So, here we go again. It doesn't even make sense to go chronological. It never makes sense. You almost always have to work your way backwards, because this is just how much stuff has been going on. It's like one after another. So most recently, we are having a shooting at this event with the president, cabinet, administration, and a bunch of politicians. We're having a shooting at this event, right? And I was very early to reading the reports and everything and seeing the clips online. And the Goyim are Goyim maxing. It's ridiculous. Because 2 minutes, it hasn't even been released for like 2 minutes. Every single comment on like a 10-second video. Stage. A bunch of people that weren't there and haven't seen more than a small clip just immediately saying staged. Do you understand what that does to people who are not going to be able to have time to look into that stuff? Do you understand what it does to service every event that happens? What is the effect, right? What is the effect subconsciously when after every event, every comment says, oh, it's staged, it's fake. It's the boy who cried wolf. Everything is not staged. My God, everything is not staged. But if I say that, I'm the bad guy. Because people want to believe everything is staged. And it services your own bias. You think it's staged, and you immediately say that with no evidence. And the worst part is, when you're right, it does absolute catastrophic damage to your consciousness. Imagine you go to gamble for the first time. You go to like a slot machine and you win on your first try. Do you understand what this does to your subconscious? Do you understand the damage this does? Now you think, hey, maybe I just got it. Maybe I just know. I have a knack for this. No, you really don't. You're just guessing. And I don't like just guessing. That doesn't... Tell me what area of life this works in, where you can just guess. Do you go to trade stocks or CFDs or EFTs? Do you just walk into that and just say, okay, I'm just going to buy because I feel like it and sell because I feel like it? Tell me an area of life where this works, where you just wing it and it just works. It really doesn't. And when it does harm to you. And it does harm to people who don't know any better, and they see it. And now that's why we have so many normies. Because people are just saying, okay, everything is staged, like this is hard to believe. And it is, because not everything is staged. So I'm just sick of that nefesh deficient mindset where every single thing is just a stage. And then, almost as if to just slap me in the face, every event following makes it look like it was staged. I'm sitting here saying to myself, what the heck? You mean to tell me now he immediately has an interview that gets released very quickly after? And I'm just saying to myself, what the heck? Then you look at the things that he's saying in the interview, talk about a distortion of reality. This man is gone. And then you look at the manifesto, supposed. And I know we make jokes all the time. We're like, okay, here comes the CIA again. They're on Reddit. They're in the Discord servers. They're dropping manifestos. They're leaving manifestos. We joke about this stuff. Could this be one of those times? And at first I didn't think so. But then, you look at how the theme shifts in the manifesto. First we're talking about what's really should be the focus. Our president is a traitor, which is true. That is 100% a fact. And then we start talking about, the security sucks. Now, who does that service? What service does that do to somebody on a suicide mission? Oh, I'm going to brag about the security. That's something I haven't even accomplished yet. I'm going to brag about how easy I can beat the security. That's where I start to have a deeper, I look at the page a little longer. All right. Then you have the Attorney General get up and he's talking like, when the focus is almost never on the claims that are made in the manifesto. Do you realize that? The focus is never on those claims because they're true. The focus is on something completely different. Oh, we need a ballroom. Really? Really? So Todd Blanche gets up there and he's talking about a darn ballroom. The president gets up on the interview. He's talking about a darn ballroom. He's talking about, the border. There's 0 border crossings. Really, brother? How about the legal ones? What good does it do? Let's say you're right, which you're wrong. Let's say there's 0 border crossings. A complete lie. If instead of 1 million illegal border crossings, we have 1 million legal border crossings, do you understand that it's the same thing? Probably worse, because now there's no mandate to get these people out of here. They're legally here. Excuse me. They're legally here. So, I don't know. It's still early on, but my God, they make it seem so staged. And that's really my line of thinking. Even when it's not staged, they will use any event to service their interests. Never put anything past them. This is what goes on. More than anything else, more than the stage stuff, they will use real, authentic events to push their agenda. Never forget that. So, here we are in the midst of a supposed ceasefire. And what do we have to show for it? We have Trump bragging that he destroyed a bunch of Navy vessels. Man, who cares? That's not any of your objectives. You came to the table with the objectives: no nuclear weapons And then you wanted to talk about missiles. Then it became proxies. It really has changed. We've never had like a set, it's an ever-changing list of demands that haven't been accomplished. And then we're victory lapping about stuff that was never even part of the agreement. It was never part of the plans. That was never. And now you're adding, oh, we got to open up the strait. That's got to be on the list of demands. Brother, it was open. It was already open. So you just caused yourself problems. And now you call yourself solving problems that you caused. It's just a disaster. If you try to make sense out of it, it makes no sense. You set up a darn blockade when it's already blockaded. What, are you going to stop them from getting oil to China? Like, really? Do you realize that we are harmed more than they are? So what are we really doing? Oh, we set up a blockade. I don't know where we acquired this backwards logic. So it's just been a disaster every step of the way. It's like the Full House theme song. Everywhere you look, it's a disaster. And you have J.D. Vance. They were like, oh, the Iranians want to talk to J.D. Vance, that they will only negotiate with him. Well, we know that's a lie. How do we know that's a lie? Because he went to negotiate and got nothing. Got no negotiations. Nothing accomplished. He comes back, oh, he's babbling off. It's like, okay. Are we going to be serious or are we not? And Trump gets on the interview and says, oh, we're respected more than ever. We're a serious nation. No, obviously not. Couldn't negotiate with a freaking toddler over a TV remote. This is a disaster every step of the way. And so, yeah, I released a recording after he gave this big old speech, right? Months ago. And from that recording, pretty much the only positive I had to come away from the conversation was, well, the only positive I have here is the gas price is low. It's like I feel like Sokka. I feel like the universe just loves proving me wrong. That's the only positive I had. And they take even that away. Remember when they were up there dancing around, LARPing, they were saying, oh, we're going to get rid of electric vehicle mandates. You will not be forced to have an electric vehicle. Negro, I might be. If gas is $10, I might be. And then you start to think, hold on. Didn't Trump just get rid of all of the incentives to owning an electric vehicle and purchasing electric vehicle? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So where do you win? There's no winning here. Check the scoreboard, man. There's nothing that you can hold on to. People were saying, oh, I can't vote for a Democrat because they're pro-abortion. Did you know Roe v. Wade got overturned under Biden's presidency? Did you know that? What are we talking about? Are you dumb? Like, where do you see, where's the silver lining? Tell me, please. Please explain to me where the silver lining is. We are owned by a foreign nation. What is worse than this? Than going to war for a foreign nation? Tell me what's worse. I'll wait. So he went to war illegally, and he starts destroying the White House illegally so he can build this freaking ballroom with our money. And he tries to he pretends like he's going to get rid of natural born citizenship illegally. It's funny to see what he will break the law in service of. Deportations? No, I won't break the law for that. Natural born citizenship? I'm not really going to try to do that. Anything that you want, anything that services the people, no, he won't. But go to war for a foreign nation illegally, I will do whatever it takes. I will throw everybody under the bus. And you see his social media posts, it's very disturbing. Like, where's the silver lining? The he's fighting with the Pope and the vice president, fighting with the Pope. He's supposed to be Catholic. I don't know what's going on here. He's flirting with genocide on Easter. What are we really talking about? No border walls. No deportations. War for a foreign nation? Oh yeah, sign me up. Destroying the White House? Spending our money? Oh yes, sign me up. And then he's getting up on this interview, and he's got the nerve. He's talking about freaking boys and girls sports. Like, really? This is what I'm saying. Like, really? Are we really this far off topic? This is what we're talking about now? What are we, like 2 weeks removed from blaspheming Christ? Here we are. Bringing immigrants in. Let them come in. Oh, we need them here. Really? Interesting. I am so done, it's not even funny. And just thinking about this darn manifesto, this is the type of stuff that they will try to do, right? So this is how they discredit intelligent voices. This is how they try to discredit and distort the truth. So you will have a letter which says a lot of true stuff, and then the focus will all of a sudden be on something completely different and make it seem like people who have any of these beliefs are crazy. And it's the same reason why this Trump presidency is so harmful, because you have someone who, in word, pretends as if he's going to deport people, as if he's going to tariff. So now, if we have someone else who intends to follow through, something Trump will never do, if we ever had somebody who attempts to follow through with those types of things, they will get met with such resistance, it's not even funny. So they understand what they're doing and how harmful it is to have someone say true things. Trump is a traitor. Yes, he is. Likely wrapped up in pedophilia. And then have anything you can use to discredit the intelligence of a voice like that, or discredit anything that might be true attached to it, associated with it. It's so intentional, it's not even funny. I am so done. I have been done. It's criminal. And if somebody gets away with taking out White House officials, staff, I will not shed a tear, because these people are ruining our country. It's disgusting. They need to pay for it. And I'm not saying that violently. I'm just saying they need to face consequences, legally, politically, something, because this is so ridiculous. The attitude is so off-putting. It's so distasteful. And we used to laugh at this type of stuff. I used to think it was funny. But now Trump just gets on interviews. He's like, you're a horrible person. Everybody's a horrible person. It's boy who cried wolf. Everybody's terrible. Now, I have the pleasure of taking a closer and more critical eye on his first presidency and saying, look at all those times where he's fired staff or they've gotten into fights. And you have to look at it and say, he's always been the problem. So now we have to do a closer examination. And then you start to see all types of flaws with the first presidency that maybe we overlooked because, you just chalk it up to, oh, this person's bitter. Because that's what was being said. Oh, this person's just bitter. Oh, they're a loser. Oh, they could never work on my staff. And I remember we were saying with Kamala Harris, her staff was turning over at like a rate of like 95%. And so it was clear, like, she's probably the problem. This man, what is his turnover rate? Like 100%? Everybody, any little disagreement, he will throw you under the bus. There's nobody he won't throw under the bus, okay? And he will attack you. He will try to end your political career, any career. He will go online and trash talk you. You could have been his biggest supporter. He will throw you under the bus. It doesn't matter. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And so, this is what we're dealing with. Our country is going bankrupt. Christians are being genocided. And what do we have to show for it? A bunch of immigrants, a war for a foreign nation. It's ridiculous. Oh, and by the way, we got to pay back money for all the tariffs. And a lot of it's going overseas, by the way. Yeah. So we had to pay for it up front and on the back end. It is not even funny what's going on. But until next time, I'll see you.